Here's a thought, and I'm just putting this out there. If you want people to see your movie, don't insult them. So, Charlie's Angels flopped in theaters. Who didn't see that coming? Stop lying. It had a $50 million budget and earned $8.6 million at the box office. And that hasn't gone over well with the director Elizabeth Banks, who basically accused men of making the movie tank. Actually, it's worse than that. She preemptively blamed them. In an interview with the Herald Sun, she said, quote, "Look, people have to buy tickets to this movie too." Do they? They have to. They don't have a choice. They just have to give you their money. Why? What are you making that's instantly deserving of the dollar? This movie has to make money. Well, duh. No studio wants to put out a movie that brings in no revenue. Or did you mean something else? If this movie doesn't make money, it reinforces a stereotype in Hollywood that men don't go see women do action movies. Oh shit. You're one of those, aren't you? Yeah, you're one of those woke feminists who thinks no one in the world suffers as much as privileged white women in the West. If only everyone knew how bad you had it. Well, okay, Betsy. Show me on Ruby Rose where Harvey Weinstein touched you. Do it slowly. This is forever the feminist argument. No matter what happens, it's men's fault. It couldn't possibly be that the studio's ad campaigns were weak, that the trailers sucked, that no one was even thinking about this franchise to the point that we all forgot they rebooted the show 8 years ago. Oh yeah, that was a thing. Or that you decided that the best way to promote the film is by trashing the people you want to go see it. No, it must be misogyny. Fine. Explain Resident Evil. Explain how that franchise exists, because it's definitely not from women going to see the movies. And it's not from great storytelling or phenomenal acting or spectacular stunts. It's not even from smoking hot Mila Jovovich, because she don't even show the nipples after the second film. That's literally half the reason I watch those movies. Small breasts, perfect nipples. No, men just like dumb action movies based off a great video game series they decided to never film, even though if you play the game in real time, it comes out to a movie's runtime. Explain Underworld. Seriously, because I completely lost track of what's going on there. Is Celine human now? A goddess? She can be in sunlight, but then she can't. She has a daughter that she just forgets about. And keep in mind, these are so-so to good movies. $1 million franchises with female leads no one's complaining about. So your argument about this Hollywood stereotype doesn't fly. And people told her this on social media, talking about how Wonder Woman and Captain Mary Sue were making crazy bank, to which Banks retorts, quote, "They'll go and see a comic book movie with Wonder Woman and Captain Marvel because that's a male genre. But a story about a private detective agency isn't." Quick, someone go dig up Dashiell Hammett and Raymond Chandler and tell them that they were writing women's stories. Did the studio pay you to say something that's stupid? Please tell me they did. Please tell me you got paid because you're making yourself look like an ass. How do you explain the Mod Squad, Mission Impossible, Dragnet, The Rockford Files, The Avengers, The Man from U.N.C.L.E., Secret Agent? I could go on and on and on. So many shows, and they're all built around private eyes, spies, and law enforcement. Men watched all those shows, so it's not like the genre is turning them off. She goes on, quote, "So even though those are movies about women, they put them in the context of feeding the larger comic book world. So it's all about, yes, you're watching a Wonder Woman movie, but we're setting up 3 other characters, or we're setting up Justice League." And that's not an argument. You're just describing the film's studio context, and ironically picked the wrong film to do it with, because that doesn't happen in Wonder Woman at all. But this is your argument. Men won't support your movie because they want to watch movies that are setting up a larger story. Okay. By the way, I'm happy for those characters to have box office success. Child please. I thought it was dark outside, but that was just you throwing shade. But we need more women's voices supported with money because that's the power. The power is in the money. Finally a feminist admits the truth. Women only care about men's money. And feel entitled to it too, like it's theirs and you're just supposed to give it to them. But you know, For a feminist, I'm shocked you haven't uttered y'all's most popular 4 words. What about the women? You're over here bitching about men not turning up to theaters, but more than half the population is female. You even said to IndieWire that you're not, quote, treading in a male space by making the movie. So why are you looking to men to show up? If it's a movie by women for women, how come you're not blasting women for not turning up? I mean, until a few years ago, the highest grossing film was a movie for women, which was about a woman who finds her true love, who she then lets freeze to death because this bitch wouldn't share the fucking door. He fucked you after you got touched by Billy Zane. The least you could do is wash your ass off. Nah, you're just gonna let your true love freeze to death as the Titanic sinks, but you're gonna hold on to that $1 billion necklace forever. Millions of women and girls flock to theaters to watch Leo DiCaprio die over some secondhand coochie, so we know women will go to movies. They just don't seem to go to action movies, which begs the question why you would make a feminist-themed in-action movie in what you think isn't a male space and then get mad when men don't show up. You've literally told them this movie isn't for them. Why would they give you their money? Did you think you can insult your way to box office success? Like, what's the matter? You don't like women? You hate women? Is that it? You hate women? You hate your mama? You don't want to come see this movie? You scared? You scared of pussy? Too much pussy? You don't like pussy? Oh, you like to grab pussy, but you don't want to see it. What? Think you gonna get pussy cataracts? That ain't a thing. No one has ever been insulted into going to see a movie. Like, oh, you're right, I'm a sexist pig. Let me see your movie. Never happened. This is the worst pitch humanly possible, and she just makes it worse. She says to the Wall Street Journal, quote, "You've had 37 Spider-Man movies, and you're not complaining. I think women are allowed to have 1 or 2 action franchises every 17 years. I feel totally fine with that. But I thought you weren't, quote, treading in the male space. Why are you so concerned about action movies if that's something for men? Keep your bullshit argument straight. It's easier to hit that way, and it burns faster than a straw man." Then Banks says to IndieWire, quote, "Of course, those trolls are horrifying, but you know, I challenge them to get up and make a fucking action movie. I welcome any of them into my realm." Oh, they have, dear. Just search YouTube. And so you know, more people have watched those videos than will ever see your movie. That's not shade, it's a fact. Men who like this type of stuff, make it. That's how you end up with indie studios. That's how you end up with stunt houses and VFX crews. Men who like this stuff, do it. Usually with little to no budget, and often release it for free. You're insulting the wrong group of people. The people you're trashing are the same folks telling people to go see Alita Battle Angel. These are the same people who loved when Claire showed up all badass in Resident Evil Code Veronica. These are the same people who praise Gal Gadot as basically the only good thing coming out of Batman vs. Superman. Maybe the issue isn't that men are sexist, or won't support your film that's apparently designed to tear them down along with everything they enjoy. Maybe the issue is that women don't want to see your feminist film. And maybe the film just wasn't that interesting to people. It could turn out to be a cult classic. Many cult films bombed at the box office, but you're fucking that up by insulting the very people who would be into those kinds of movies. This goes beyond the politics. It's basic marketing. Don't insult your audience. No one is going to hate buy a $20 ticket to hate watch a feminist movie they already know they won't like. But what do I know? I'm just some guy.